watching Ricky's evolution throughout his life, from when we were kids right into adulthood, and being blessed to see our kids loving on and playing with each other the same way that we did back in the day, is a gift that I will always treasure. Over the past few days, people have shared their beautiful memories of Ricky and how the man he chose to be inspired them beyond measure. One of the things that I always loved about Makhado was how generously he loved. And once I grew to understand that you have to be love in order to recognize it, nurture it, and move in it, I was able to see just how blessed we have been to have Ricky in our lives. That's how much God has loved us. I would now like to invite Reverend Mzwandile Molo to come and give us the opening prayer.
Let us pray. God, creator of life, sustainer of life, nurturer of life. You are the one in the beginning who created us all. And in your creation, you made us in your image. In that creation moment, dear God, you shared with us the love that transcends time, the love that transcends all circumstance, and the love that penetrates the darkest moment and gives light. We are here this morning, dear God, appreciative and giving thanks to you for this beautiful life of Makhado, the one, dear God, you gave to us through his mother, Louisa, and his father. And because you gave him to us, dear God, we were privileged to live in his company, to be embraced by his eternal love, to be embraced, dear God, by the beauty of his fragile life. And because you are the one who brought him into our company, dear God, we give thanks to you for his life lived in the company of others. And the most dearest of company right now we want to give thanks to you is for the company of his wife. And we say to you, dear God, thank you for being that God who brought them together with love and bonded them, dear God, in these times of their lives together. So we are here this morning, dear God, raising our voices, dear God, of gratitude, yet at the same time, we are aware of the depth of the loss we have felt with his passing. Because, dear God, he is a man who lived in the beauty of the dance between the art of possibilities and the realities of what we live in. He consistently danced, dear God, with the presence of death in his life. And because he danced with death, dear God, even in this moment where death seems to have overcome, you, our God, remind us that death is not the ultimate end, for death is a mere moment of deep reflection, for in that moment we can see the beauty of life lived and the possibilities of new life begun. So we ask you that you bless this moment and this occasion. Bless his family, bless the children. Give them the wisdom to know that, dear God, in the passing of the physical presence of their father, deep in their hearts and their souls, he is there. He lives there. For his love for them has been deposited deep in their souls. And may we as the nation learn the patience of love. May we as a nation, dear God, be taught through Ricardo's life that when we are not able to embrace others' frailties, we are doing a disservice to the world and to who you are. So we praise then this moment because you are the God of life and the God of resurrection. In the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend. I would now like to invite Ndobego Mdladla to the podium to come and read us Ricardo's obituary.
Ricardo Makhado was born on 20th July 1987 at McCourt's Hospital in Durban. He spent his primary school years from 1994 to 99 in the following 6 schools located in 5 cities: Glenwood Primary in Durban, Scottsville Primary in Pietermaritzburg, Camps Bay Primary in Cape Town, Lansdowne Primary in Cape Town, and Brian Evan in Johannesburg, and the Vienna International School. He completed his matric in Hilton College, and after spending 1 year at Varsity College Sandton, he pursued film and production studies at AFDA in Johannesburg. In adult life, Ricardo publicly shared the paradoxes of the nomadic life that he experienced. He spoke of his transient life leading him to embrace the experience of being in spaces where he was generally not expected to be in. It bred his deep love of travel. He saw travel as a need and shared that he would feel depressed in the absence of travel. On the other hand, he lamented the sense of constant disconnection which he associated with moving from place to place in his youth. Influenced by the beauty of the late 80s hit song, I Love You Daddy, Ricardo's parents, Sheikhs Mutondi Makhado and Louisa Zondo, named him after Ricardo, the brilliant Cape Town muso who sang the ballad. True to this connection, Ricardo loved his daddy and battled with the tragedy of losing him when he was just 19. From early on in his life, Ricardo's distinct curiosity about the unfoldings of life was quite evident. He wished to be involved in understanding what was going on and yearned to contribute to making things better. Whereas it became a running joke in the family that Mariki was constantly calling out the adults to the reprimand, why was I not told? This is also a deep reflection of his need to be truly connected and not remain on the surface of relationships. He revered his grandmothers, Koko Mames and Magooks. At the age of 92, Koko Mames stands witness today to the departure of a deeply loved grandson. His grandmothers were at the center of raising him, and his love for family and heritage has direct connection to the exposure he got to their soulfulness, wisdom, unconditional love, dedication to family and community, as well as their hard-working ways. While at AFDA, Ricardo reported his interest in pursuing a music career, whereas it was far from clear to his mother how this would pan out. His mother encouraged and supported him with the necessary tools. He went on to become a multi-award winning artist. He was later acknowledged the gift his mother gave to her children by freeing them to pursue any career they wished to pursue. The only condition was that their career choices must enable them to confirm that labor is love and work is joy. In many of his lyrics, Ricardo refers to his mama as he brings to light some of her guidance and sensibilities. Archives tell not only the story of Ricardo's elaborate success as a music, fashion, and entertainment icon, but they also tell the story of his vulnerability. He grappled with fears and challenges which confounded him as a celebrated artist and personality. His ability to speak about the darkness and pain he journeyed with, addiction to drugs and alcohol, and the never-ending journey of recovery gives us a glimpse of this part of Ricardo's life. Archives also abound with the record of Ricardo's love. He loved family. Although his life was deeply impacted by his parents' divorce and the related breakdown of family life, Ricardo remained open to love and was able to embrace Kumi Naidu as a father and Naomi Naidu as a baby sister. He fell in love with his in-laws and had a unique and special bond with Morgan Pillay and Valerie Naidu, his mother-in-law. In profound ways, he was at all times a son to his mother's sisters and a brother to their children. He valued his Makhado lineage highly and allowed his heart to swell with love for his aunts, uncles, and cousins. Ricardo's ineffable love for Bianca, Jordan, and Mike is nothing short of inspirational. Anyone who spent time with them was deeply touched by the unconditional love they shared for each other. Ricardo was addicted to loving people. He cared about suffering around the world and cared especially about the people of Africa. In the Christmas of 2008, at the age of 21, He joined an underground mission to Zimbabwe with Kumi and produced a documentary, Time to Act, Appeal from the People from Zimbabwe, which helped to mobilize solidarity across the continent for the people of Zimbabwe. It is no surprise, therefore, that he repeatedly appealed for love. Closer to his last days on earth, the appeal was more impassioned and frequent. He asked us to love one another. He asked us to take care and support our young. He implored us to jettison all hatred, abuse, and corruption. May we live to honor this call. Makhado will be sorely missed by his family, friends, the music and entertainment industry, and many who were touched by his life and legacy. He is survived by his beloved wife, Bianca, his children, Jordan and Mike, his brothers, Shikani, Tamba, Dobego, Belwane, Tendani, Mashudu, his sister, Naomi, and parents, Louisa and Kumi. Rest in peace.
Thank you, Ndobego. I would now like to invite Loyiso to come up on stage with a special performance in Ricky's honor.